Good evening, Louie.
Wow, good evening.
So,
Is that what you
did
wanted
you know?
to do?
No.
Oh,
But did you know that penguins are flightless birds with
Yeah.
wings that have evolved into flippers?
Yeah.
And they've become expert swimmers, reaching speeds of 25 miles per hour.
okay, where is this joke going?
And did you also know that they live in large colonies and are known for their strong social bonds?
Why'd you say it like that?
They also have insulating feathers and a layer of fat under their skin to keep warm in cold environments.
Same, brother. Same.
Some penguins, they have a gland above their eye that removes salt from their
Nice,
bloodstreams. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. Didn't know that, did you?
Where are you going with this?
Penguins poop every 20 minutes.
Same, brother.
Not that far off. Not that far off.
Man, am I a penguin?
It would fit. As you would imagine, I don't know if this would fit in your category. Since they have a bill, they don't have any teeth. So they can't chew their food. They just
Okay. Swallow it.
just yeah. Guzzle it down.
Yeah.
The old glizzler. Just straight down.
Okay. All right. I'm
Just a couple
intrigued
more.
now. You got me.
Just a couple more.
You got me hooked. Go ahead.
Yeah. Penguins, pretty obvious here, have black backs with white bellies. Obvious. Keep them camouflage from the predators in the Arctic. Also, there were once giant penguins that roamed the earth.
Nice, dude.
They were called the Great Auk, A-U-K, Great Auk penguins. They are now extinct, unfortunately, because obviously penguins are rather small. We don't have giant penguins anymore. So, just it's going nowhere. Just thought you'd enjoy some random penguins facts to start our episode today.
Is that all? There was no joke?
Nope. Welcome to the show.
It's Crosby. Crosby on Trinity shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.
I didn't know. That's interesting. Thought there was going to be a joke at the end of that?
Nope. We are just all now smarter because of it.
Yeah, we just
And more
know
aware.
everything about penguins. Can we talk about the Great Auk penguins? I didn't know that was a thing.
Same.
I'm Googling it right now. Great Auk penguin.
I want to know,
they didn't look the coolest. To be
but
fair.
when they say giant, is it giant for penguins' perspectives or giant for our perspective? Is it a 9-foot penguin walking around, or is it
no,
3 feet?
it's 3 feet. It's 4 feet.
Yeah. All right. So it's giant for a penguin, but whatever.
Yeah, it's oh wow, that's a penguin. Yeah.
Yeah. That's lame. Can you imagine a 9-foot penguin just
Emperor
walking around?
penguin, just
Just
you're oh dude, watch out. This one just looked like you're a bird. You're just another bird. It's I just hit the mic, sorry. It's this tall.
amateur.
And they're that's the great one. The emperor penguin is 3 times that size. The emperor penguin is the size of a human, right? When it grows?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Extinct real
Sizes were not on my interesting
You're
facts.
the one, Josh.
for the
You were the
penguins.
one with the.
I just grabbed a few. I mean, I wasn't gonna wasn't gonna do the entire encyclopedia section of penguins.
Look at this. Okay, so all the measurements that I saw were in meters. I'm American, so
Get that out of here.
Get that out. So give me a nice little picture of a great auk.
Nice.
That's a normal sized penguin, ladies and gentlemen. That's not
100%.
great, giant, or whatever. But emperor penguins. Hold on.
You're saying the size of a human? So like 5 feet?
Four feet, 5 inches. That's an emperor penguin. They're the big ones.
So were these emperor penguins not around during the Great Auk?
Yeah, so I don't know.
Interesting.
But they're around now, Josh. Emperor penguins are around now. Like they
No, I understood. But the Great Auk is now extinct. So that's what I'm saying.
They're small.
Yeah, I don't understand. But they're saying that the Great Auk were very large. So were the emperor penguins not here when the Great Auk was around? That's the only way it would make sense. Otherwise, these people have no idea what an emperor penguin looks like. Just say.
There was another penguin that went extinct. The Pachydiophytes ponderosus.
Wow. Sounds like a mythical god from Greece.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's Latin, Josh. And that is the size.
Jeez.
So that thing is a human. That's a human going out in costume. That is just so emperor penguin, 4 feet. Still very tall. Okay?
Yeah.
Very tall, big bird. The other one is about 5 feet. Big bird. Big bird.
Big bird. Those are some big birds.
All right, yeah. Let's go, dude. I like these graphics. These ones make me happy. I like how they
next to an Eskimo?
Yeah. Because they were like, we got to put them in like cold gear.
Yeah.
Because it's a penguin. You know? The extinct one, the dude was just like in a t-shirt and jeans. They're like, that'll do. He's extinct. Doesn't exist. This guy goes, in real life, he would be dressed up for the cold. So I'm glad they put that.
Get it as real as possible.
Yeah. The fact that penguin exists and is not aggressive, wild to me. Because that penguin could be like, is that a human over there? Let's go beat him up, dude. You know? Like, that's more scary. That's a big bird. And they're not aggressive. They're just chilling. Imagine if they decide to turn that switch on and they're like, that's scary. And they like get in groups of hundreds.
Yeah. So but do you really think the waddle is going to be that intimidating coming at you?
If they're like squawking as they come at you, you know, that's terrifying, dude. That's terrifying. And they have like their babies underneath their feet. So like they're walking and all of a sudden they're coming out trying to attack you and they're like kneeling. So they're getting your feet. You're like, stop it. And then the emperor penguin's just coming at you, dude. That's a horror film.
This is such a good episode.
And that is how the Pittsburgh Penguins need to be, Josh.
Nice.
Here comes Sidney Crosby, the emperor penguin. I don't even know what a penguin sounds like.
I think you nailed it. Don't even look it up. Just
I have to look it up.
No, you
like, I have to.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Just leave it alone. That's the voice.
We can edit this out.
No, we're not editing this out. We're leaving it in.
I want to hear a squawk. All right. 49 seconds? Where's the squawk, dude? Okay. Dude. Imagine like 100 of these things. All making that noise? Coming at you? You're peeing your pants, dude. I don't
You
care
know
what you say.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like that one guy that's at a park with a drone. Just
Yeah, it was like, who invited this guy? It was like, yeah, like there's like a whole thing about the drones, and you know, you just got to have really quick reflexes. It was like, all right, I didn't ask, dude, but thanks.
If I wanted a remote control toy, I'd go to Toys R Us.
Yeah, where's the nearest Radio Shack guy? Come on. Anyway, but imagine a couple of those going. You're like, ah.
Oh my word! So
Anyway.
good. Oh.
I feel like the Penguins,
There's-
like the hockey team, that's what they
No
should come out
segue.
to.
No
Just
segue
like-
from there.
And everyone's like, what is that? And they're like, that sounded death coming your way. And what I would do is like make a video like before every home game where it's like a horror movie of like the Penguins. Like just emperor penguins, and they like surround whatever animal or
We're
hockey
playing
team.
next.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, we're playing the Canucks, like a whale is swimming, and it's like, and you're like, that whale's going down.
Well, I was just thinking we're playing the Ducks. Just hit them up with the.
Yeah, like you hear a little quack quack. You know, he finds himself in the Antarctica, and he's like looking, and he's like, "Where am I?" And all of a sudden, he's like, "Dude, scary." Make it like a horror film.
Yeah.
Every single time, they're like
red
playing
and black, and black lighting.
So when they play like the Senators, like it's like a senator, like you know, sword and all, and he's like chilling in Antarctica, and he's like, "What's that?" It is just 100 of them coming to kill, dude. Put me in charge of marketing.
When you have time, you should just start making them.
Yeah,
Just start.
that'll be our intro. That'll be our intro every game, depending who we play. Just this
good content.
Terrifying.
It's good content to put out there.
People would just be very confused. Be like, "Is this a hockey team or is it like birds too?" Like, I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's too good.
Now, also, the Penguins logo isn't even an emperor penguin. Do you know what I'm talking about? So the penguin I don't know if you can see it in the background. The penguin,
the logo.
that penguin is like 3 feet, like a foot and a half. That's not intimidating. The old penguin logo, the V penguin with the one with like the little neck ring thing, and the RoboPen, that was an emperor penguin.
Yeah.
That one, you know, scary. This one,
That's why it was only the headshot. It was so big they couldn't get the whole body.
They were like, we would terrify you if we did the whole body, but we can't. So it's just in the triangle. But that one is like a foot and a half tall.
Yeah.
Like it's this big. That's not really intimidating, unless there was like 1 million of them and they're climbing on top of each other. Maybe. They're just pouncing on you, slapping you with the flippers.
Oh my gosh, like the penguins from Madagascar. Just
They're like, Kowalski, report. It's those penguins. Those are the penguins. They're like a foot.
Oh my gosh.
Makes me laugh.
Oh,
All right, Josh, let's talk about the hockey Penguins. How about
Let's get after it.
Talk about that.
Let's get after
We've been
it.
talking about normal Penguins for about 20 minutes. Let's talk about the hockey Penguins. This week, there's only going to be 2 games. This week. So we are playing the
Minnesota Wild.
Minnesota Wild with Marc-Andre Fleury, and then the Ducks upcoming on Thursday night. Okay. Yeah. We lost against the Minnesota Wild and Marc-Andre Fleury. We should win against the Ducks.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close game because the Penguins stink. But I think the Penguins could come out with a win here. But anyway, that's the only games going on. Then there's a Saturday game against
I was going to say
Montreal.
got the weekend.
Montreal?
I actually don't know.
I don't know. It's something like that. I'm looking it up.
But
right
it's
now, Josh, don't you worry.
it's a late one. It's not like a
It's
day
Montreal.
Saturday game.
Yeah, it's 7:00 start, which is fine. But anyway, so 3 games this week, 2 potential wins here. Obviously, I would have said 3 potential wins, but the Penguins lost against Marc-Andre Fleury. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit, Josh. Marc-Andre Fleury. If you have a favorite memory or whatever, we'll get to that in a second. But very nice to see him come back and play Pittsburgh one last time. A lot of the pregame stuff was mentioned that he was at the door before practice, like to come out on the ice, and he was looking around, like just collecting all the memories. And that's good content you like to hear. But Marc-Andre Fleury, he stole a W from us, and he looked good. He had a great time at the warm-up. They took a photo with Malkin and Crosby and Tanger, and it was really nice. And after the win, they had a nice little moment. Before the fans. But he played really well. Penguins during that game could have played better. There was some energy, but they couldn't get it done. And a lot of mistakes were made.
Yeah, I was going to say they dug themselves in a hole that they couldn't get out of.
Yeah. So I feel like they could have won it, but they just didn't. Mike Sullivan is on the hot seat once again. That's going to be a topic of debate. But let's talk about Marc-Andre Fleury, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite memory of Marc-Andre Fleury?
I mean, it's hard just because like it's for someone that's been a part of the organization for so long. It's unfortunate that like one of my like most recent memories of him is literally like leaving the Penguins.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously, securing the 2009 Stanley Cup with those saves in like the final minute when Detroit's doing everything they can to try and tie up the game. Like that's what that's what I think about, because that's him. He wasn't doing that for theatrics. He wasn't doing that because it's the Stanley Cup. He's not doing that because there's only less than a minute left. He's not doing that to show off. He just did that last night. He just did that exact saving goal saving save just like that.
Yeah.
So that's just who he is. So like actual play memory, like I would say that just because like that's ingrained because of that we secured the win, we secured the Stanley Cup, but also the Penguins media was able to use that over and over. Like, you know what I mean? That wasn't just like an ordinary save. That was a huge moment.
The Stanley Cup glitching save.
Yeah, exactly. And like other things that like I remember like about Fleury's like just the like obviously the pranks. He loved to do the pranks. That was kind of his thing. And then just like the super skinny kid that was in Wilkes-Barre for, I mean, a hot minute. He was technically there for a full year, but it was a quick year. Those bright yellow pads. Loved those bright yellow pads early on in his career. So, I mean, I'll let you share your memory, and then like I saw an article that was like really fascinating about his final year in Pittsburgh. So I'll let you go, and then if I can have a moment with that.
I have 2 memories. Both of them are in Wilkes-Barre, mainly because we had season tickets when Marc-Andre Fleury was introduced. He backed up my favorite goaltender, Andy Chiodo. So when Andy Chiodo had a shaky game, Marc-Andre Fleury came in. And I remember like it was yesterday, Josh. We were in the game. Penguins I think it was 4-1. They scored another goal, and Chiodo got pulled. And I remember this kid coming out with these bright yellow pads, and everyone in the arena was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Who is this guy? Why is his pads that color? He was a small dude. He's a skinny guy. And back when he first started, the pads on him looked massive and they were loose. So he would be like flailing around, and it's just like wild. And I remember one of the memories is him just going post to not post to post like the way you think today, but just kind of like diving, like sprawling, swimming in the blue paint. And I'm just like, this dude's awesome. This dude's awesome. Now, I was a little resentful of Flower at first because I'm like, this is Chiodo's net. Don't you take away Chiodo's net. He should have had the career that Flower had. Like that's where there's that little part of me where I'm like, if Chiodo just played a little bit better, he would be winning in 2009 in the Stanley Cup. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
it's true.
Yeah, it's wild how what ifs could kind of control the narrative. But my favorite memory was an interaction with Marc-Andre Fleury. Do you remember this?
I do not.
So it was during warm-ups. I was a kid, and I went up to the glass, banging on the glass. Fleury, give me the puck. We made eye contact, and he came back with the puck. He tossed it to me. Because remember, we made eye contact, and I was like, yeah, that's mine. Yes, that's mine. So as a kid, I remember going to get it. This punk kid decks me and gets the puck and steals it from me. And I was so mad. I turned to my parents, our parents, and Dad goes, get it from him. Like get it. So he left and
he was gone. Yeah.
He was gone. He ran to his parents. I was like, whatever, super fun. But I try to get Fleury's attention back, but he was already gone. Anyway, I remember that. I wish I had the puck, but Flower tried to give me a puck when I was 9? Yeah, 8, 9. That was wild to see that his career is there. I am 29 years old. And he is.
Yeah, you were probably 10. Probably 10.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because it was probably 04, 05. Had to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Then the only other time I remember in Wilkes-Barre is when somebody scored a hat trick and I threw my hat on there. Do you remember this? I threw my hat out.
Yeah, you're so mad.
Because it was a giveaway hat night. Just want to let everyone know that. So it's a brand new hat. And I was like, yeah. And we score a hat trick, and everyone had the same idea. We just got these hats, throw them out on the ice. So I did. Everyone was happy, high-fiving. Official review, no goal. So he didn't get a hat trick. So they're throwing the hats back to the fans, like the ice crew. And the kid in front of me has my hat. I remember this because I tied it in a weird way.
These random kids.
And I was like, just my hat. And I started crying. I was a kid. So I started crying. And anyway, memories made at the Wachovia Arena at the time. Nice. But anyway, Marc-Andre Fleury. Dude, what a legend. What a beauty. Wish he stayed in Pittsburgh. But hindsight is 20/20. At the time, it was the right move. We had the future goalie. Who would have thought that Fleury would still be outplaying Matt Murray? Probably should have kept Marc-Andre Fleury to this day, but it's fine. I'm not angry about it. Josh, you have an article. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm blanking on who it was. My guess, if I had to guess, I think it was Josh Yo.
Nice.
But did an article just the other day because of Fleury coming back to Pittsburgh for one last time. And he spoke with Jim Rutherford when they were in Vancouver during the West Coast trip. And they discussed Fleury's final season, the 16-17 season. They knew going into it that Vegas was the expansion team and that they had to make a decision.
Wasn't
Fleury
that 19?
No, that was Seattle.
I want to fact check this because I'm pretty sure he was there in 2018 when we lost to the Capitals, right?
No, that was Matt Murray.
Yeah, he started, but I'm saying, all right.
I don't think so. Are you looking right now?
Yeah.
Let me know if you find it, because then there's no point in continuing the story. Because then,
no, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Continue.
Okay. That's what I thought. So, in the beginning of the year,
wow,
Fleury went to Rutherford to discuss the future, and Fleury kind of told him Matt Murray's ready to be the full-time goalie. But he didn't want to leave that year. He wanted that year to be the last year. And he wanted to go somewhere that he can be the starter again. And that's why they agreed, come the expansion draft, I won't block you. Like, we won't. What do they call it? Hold you? Yeah, whatever. Save, whatever the term was. So we won't indicate you as being held. So that's why he got picked up by Vegas, because Fleury knew that Matt Murray was ready to take over the reins.
Yeah.
And he respected Matt Murray enough because he knew Matt Murray wanted to be the starter, but he wanted to be the starter. But he thought, I still can be a starter in this league. Let me be the starter somewhere. And he felt like Vegas was a good start because he can help launch them off the ground and get it going there. And he did. He won a Vezina trophy with them, which I think is crazy.
Wild that he didn't get a Vezina with Penguins, but got one.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Well, he did bring them to the Stanley Cup final on their first year, which is pretty wild.
Yep. So I mean, honestly, I think that's super cool. Because Jim Rutherford said in the conversation that like Jim Rutherford, I didn't know this. When he played, he was a goalie. I didn't know that. So he was saying that like he already
played for the Penguins.
Yes, that I did, but I didn't know that he was a goalie. Yeah.
Okay.
But that he said that just having the bond of being a fellow goaltender. But then, like, just already respecting him for that, and then for the way he handled that whole season, knowing that he wasn't coming back, is wild. And as a fan, I don't think I knew that.
I don't think anyone did.
I don't think I knew that Fleury wanted out. Because at the time, we were so mad that he wasn't, at least I was, so mad that he wasn't saved, that he wasn't held. So it's like, but if he wanted out, then it's like, okay, like, I respect that. I kind of wish I knew in the moment, because then it's like I wouldn't be so mad.
Yeah.
I
didn't know either. I think that wasn't common knowledge. I think we were all under the understanding that it was goalie 1A, goalie 1B situation in the 17 year, not as this is Flowers' exit season, and
Yeah.
he goes out with a cup. And, I don't think that was understood. I don't think
No.
that was.
That makes that year and that cup run so much cooler.
Oh, my gosh.
Because
yeah.
That means that the locker room knew. The locker room knew. So they said, one last ride.
One last ride with Flowers.
One last ride. How sick is that? That is
First
awesome.
of all, super sad. I'm thinking about it. Because first of all, it takes a big man to be like, listen, I was here first. I built a legacy here. But it's not my team anymore.
Yeah.
It's not my team. It's Matt Murray's team. Now, if we all would have read the future, we would go back in time and say, Fleury, don't be the bigger man. Like, stay here.
Yeah.
Let Matt Murray go. But to be in the moment, be like, hey, yes, some would say he was the better goalie.
Mm-hmm.
I know he had some rough patches in 17, and which is why they, especially during the playoff run and stuff like that, because if you remember, they were going back and forth.
Yeah, and then it was just Matt the entire way. Yeah. It was after the second round. It was after the second round.
I think it was the Capitals. So we faced the Capitals in the second round in 17, and Flower got us through that. But then Matt Murray took the third round and then the Stanley Cup. Anyway, to be a bigger man and to be like, listen, this is my guys. These are my guys. But this town ain't big enough for both of us.
Yeah.
You're the future. And I need to do what's best for the Penguins. Not for me. Because what's best for him is to stay and get a bag and be the goaltender forever. But he was like, listen, dude, this is your team now. Like, let me go find a new spot. It's easier for me to start a new spot than a young rookie goaltender who the future is uncertain for. So you have this team. I'll go to a new one. Which, as I'm talking, makes me super sad. Crosby's 2-year extension. He's doing the same thing. Yep. He's not saying he's leaving, but he's saying, I'm only taking 8.7.
Yeah.
2 more years. And that's it. And that's it. Go. I'm letting you guys go get better guys with the money that I'm saving you.
Yeah, for the future.
For the future. Go do that. And that's what I love about Marc-Andre Fleury, and that's what I love about Sidney Crosby, is that their love for the game and their team transcends the paycheck. That's what I love about Marc-Andre Fleury. That story, if I never heard that story, I would have said the same. I would have said the same thing. But hearing that story, man, that puts him at like, oh, he's a bigger deal in Pittsburgh than you think. Because he came humble to the GM saying, look, you got a future goaltender. All I ask is that you help me find a good spot. And Rutherford got it, dude. Thank you for making my job easier. And thank you for having the knowledge to do this. And the heart to do this. Oh, dude, that makes me wish we kept Marc-Andre Fleury even more. Yeah, the dude is such a good guy. Oh.
Yeah, it's hard. And it's really cool that, like obviously last year we did a big tribute to him because, it was rumored that last year was his last year.
Mm-hmm.
But yet to still do it again this year, I think was really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. And today, did you see today that the Penguins put out a video that after everyone left, everyone was gone, the Fleury family came out on the ice with Mark, and then Chris Letang came out. Yeah, they were all just in their regular clothes. They were done. Like, post game.
Game's over. Yeah.
They
Arena's
were all
empty.
just all their families just hanging out. All of them. And then someone from the Penguins organization comes over, hands Flower scissors, and says, "Go ahead and take it." And he goes, "What? The net's yours." And they go and they cut one of the nets. Like, I mean, he cuts the whole net.
I didn't
The
see
whole
this.
net off. Yeah. It's good. It
That's
got me going.
awesome.
It got me going. It was around dinner time. It was like 6:00 they posted it.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That like warms my heart. That like,
So good.
dude, we don't deserve.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
don't
because
deserve Flower.
at the end of the game, it was Crosby and Letang who kind of like told him, like, take a couple laps, go out and do your thing. And then,
Correct.
but this was Crosby, Malkin, and like Crosby, Letang, and Malkin. It was all three of them, and just chatting it with Mark. It's crazy. Like, I always like thought like he needed to be called Marc-Andre, but like they just call him Mark.
Yeah.
Sounds
I'm watching
weird.
it right now.
You're watching it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. You could tell
Yeah.
that was so impromptu.
Oh
that
yeah.
The Penguins organization was like, take the net. And he was like,
Yeah.
Really? Like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. And it was at one point.
Awesome.
At one point, he's like, guys, come help me. I'm going to be here all night or something like that. Because like he's literally struggling.
Well,
He's struggling to do it.
He picked up the whole net. He's like, can I take the whole thing home?
Yeah.
But no, that was.
Which I was thinking after watching it, I was like, they rotate these, right? They buy new ones.
Oh, yeah.
And
then
use the old ones
for practice.
or the warm-up ones.
Correct.
Why didn't they give him a practice one? Because a practice one is probably closer to his time being here than a game one.
No. You know how quickly they swap those things out? That was
Probably every
like in
year.
the beginning. No. It's probably in the beginning of the season, Josh. The practice
this year?
nets? Oh, yeah. Josh,
Yeah.
you got to think. They practice, too, at the arena,
That's
too.
true.
So
That's
all
true.
these pucks they scuff it up. They do all that. They swap those out more than you think. Remember, it's
That's
an
a good
NHL franchise. It's the same thing with footballs. Those
Yeah.
things, they may seem expensive to us, but that organization has like 500 footballs ready to go at any moment.
Well, that's why, like, it was also funny because, like, when went to the game, like, Noah and I went to the game, he's like, and like, they're throwing, like, I was like, oh, like, try to get a puck because, like, they may throw it over the glass. He goes, well, how are they going to play the game if they throw a puck? And I said, oh, they have a bucket of pucks. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, it makes sense. It checks out.
Also, his quote, "Miss you guys." This
Yeah.
team.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it, dude. Don't say that.
Can't believe you're just
like-
watching it now.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. That's good.
Oh,
It's a good one.
Yeah, you could see it. Oh. He just said, gee, miss you. He's like, miss you guys. Miss this team. And you're just like, oh, I'll trade everyone for you, dude. Like, I don't care.
Do you think it's also like, I don't want to speculate. I really don't want to.
Josh, let's
But
speculate all day.
All right. That's what we're here for, right? Do you think that he was willing to go because he didn't think that the rest of the core would stay together?
I'm sure that was a conversation.
Because that video makes it sound like he regrets leaving. Because he could have stayed with the guys.
The core.
But I don't think he thought they were staying together.
I think he knew one person would stay, and that's Sid.
Crosby, 100%,
Yeah.
100%.
I think he thought
if you were to go back, yeah, because let's be honest, Hextall didn't want Gino to come back.
Yeah.
Fenway Sports Group forced Hextall into re-signing Gino
and Tanger. It was back to back. So it seemed like,
you know what I mean?
the future was uncertain for the core. Flower said, I'll be the first one to go. And I'm sure there was maybe even a conversation like, Gino, the Knights need a guy. You know, like if you ever thought about leaving, come join this team. Because remember, he was super close to leaving the Penguins.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the final hour that everyone, remember, they said, they even speculated Crosby got on the phone with Hextall. Which I do believe happened. I don't doubt. Not that Crosby called and said, oh, you need to sign him. I think it was, so what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Whether he got called or he called them, what's going on? Let's figure out a deal. Oh, well, what does it mean to you? Yada, yada, yada. They get the deal done. And it doesn't happen without Sid. But I think there was a potential where the core gets split up there. And
you have to think about it, right?
Here's my thing, Josh. The Penguins are playing bad. The core is leaving soon. And by that, I mean retiring. Do you send Blom down to Wilkes-Barre? You trade, and it's a nothing trade because Minnesota will give him up for nothing. And you go, here's a 5th-round draft pick. Give me Flower. Flower rides out the rest of the season.
You got to give Jari up.
We already gave up on Jari. That's another conversation.
No, I know, but yeah, I'm just saying, like, you got to give them a backup goalie.
Sure. I mean, depending on if Blom is ready, I'd be willing to depart with Ned. But we would get
that's our tandem next year. That's our tandem.
My point is, well, what I was just about to say, they would have to give more than just Jari for Ned. They would have to give more. They would have to give like a prospect or something with Flower.
Well,
anyway, doesn't matter. All I'm saying,
we have 3 threes this year. Package a 3rd and Jari for Flower.
And they give us a prospect with Flower?
No.
A prospect, not someone that is like on their radar right now.
No.
Why, Josh? Nope. I don't think you understand. It wouldn't happen. Anyway.
It wouldn't. Okay. Because Jari is trash and Jari has a large contract. So we have to sweeten the deal. And that's why it would have to be like a 3rd to 5th rounder.
A 3rd or a 4th or a 5th with Jari for Flower.
Yeah.
Let him come home.
I'd do it in a heartbeat. After last night's game, Dubas should be on the phone now.
Like, I would love to see that happen. Just imagine the uproar, like the good uproar of Flower coming home. How do you not get excited for Crosby, Malkin, and Letang to get better? Because they have their best friend back.
Yeah,
you know, and take it away.
Like I talked about in terms of Jari back in Wilkes-Barre. I mean, I haven't seen Wilkes-Barre that excited. And it was for a goalie that is underperforming in the NHL, but was once the guy in Wilkes-Barre. He was the guy. And he was here when it was Tom Kostopoulos and, Sherry. Yeah, tail end. But I mean, the 15-16 Black Aces that came up to help Pittsburgh were the guys in Wilkes-Barre, but yet they weren't the guy. It was Tristan Jari was the guy.
Yeah.
And all the jerseys, the cheers, everything for him. Now, that's Wilkes-Barre, smaller environment. Bring that to Pittsburgh with Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean, sellouts. You reissue the Fleury jersey in these retro ones, with the Pittsburgh diagonal. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Honestly,
get me 3 of them.
Yeah. What's that meme? Love them. Give me 14 of them. You don't want to know? Don't want to know. Just give me them. That's how I feel if we got Jari and we got his jerseys.
Fleury.
Yeah. Sorry. We already have those jerseys and they're not selling. I want to be clear. They do have 14 of them for you, but you're like, I don't want them. Yeah, if it's Fleury coming back, oh, Josh, just imagine Stanley Cup. Like, honestly, like this is wild. Please, I would forego a Stanley Cup run, even the playoffs, if we brought Flower back right now. Just to get the boys back. You know,
really?
like look at Sid during that video.
Yeah.
Relaxed, goofing off, having fun. I haven't seen him behind the scenes like that in a long time. Now, I'm sure he does. Like that. Yeah. This is all speculation.
We just don't capture it.
They don't capture it. But seeing him smile, joke with Tanger and Malkin, man.
Yeah.
Just that. I want it. I want it back, dude. I want that. And you cannot tell me if we don't get Fleury that all those guys start performing better. All those guys.
You would hope.
Oh, no. There's no hoping. Crosby would go on like a 100-point season because he's got his guy back. He's got his best friend back. He's got everyone. Remember, Crosby's a goalie guy. He loves his goalies. Mm-hmm. And that's why he had such a bond with Fleury because they basically grew up together.
It's true.
So
Fleury was drafted, 03? And then Malkin was 04 and Crosby was 05.
And Malkin didn't even come over until 05. And or 06. I think he had a rookie year alone. Crosby. So I don't think Malkin came over until 06. Fleury was in Wilkes-Barre until like 06, 07. Excuse me. So that all that time, these guys are young, 18, 19, getting together. They didn't even meet their wives yet. No kids. They're just living life. Now, Fleury has his 3 kids helping him cut the net off in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. They're joking around. Crosby has a girlfriend. Malkin's married with kids. Letang has kids. These guys aren't kids anymore. They're men now. And just to see Gino go, not Gino, Flower go, oh, I miss this. I'm like, oh, like, if I'm Dubas and I saw that, Minnesota, what do you want for him? What do you want for him?
But do you think it's also not the right time because now is probably when the market is the highest? You wait like a month, and then you say, no, you don't. You wait. You try to do it before you go back to Minnesota.
Oh, so he gets his flowers at Minnesota.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, let's really quickly look up when the Pittsburgh Penguins
January.
play.
I think it's January. I think I remember them saying in the broadcast. March.
It's a Sunday game.
Trade deadline is in March.
You heard it here first. The Pittsburgh Penguins will trade for Marc-Andre Fleury for a draft pick, right? Maybe Jari as well. for Marc-Andre Fleury to come home and spend his last half part of the season being the cheerleader that Sid and Gino and Tanger needs from behind the bench, them goofing off to get their youthful spirits back. And then all of a sudden, the Penguins make the playoffs? Wait, did we just make it past the first round? The second round? Eastern Conference Finals? Are we playing the Stanley Cup Final in Pittsburgh this year? If we get Marc-Andre Fleury? I feel
that would be truly one last run, you know?
That not even a run, Josh. That's a movie. That's a documentary in itself. It starts off with this clip going, miss you guys. Miss this team. Trade. Boom. They go on a run. You see the final frame of this movie, Josh, all four of them lifting the cup together one last time. And then Crosby goes, I've had enough. I know I have another year on my contract.
I was going to say.
I'm done.
Hypothetical. That happens.
Send it to me. Yeah.
How many of the four retire at the end of the year?
Tanger, Crosby, done. Gino will play one more year, trying to see if he could be the guy. He won't.
I actually think it's reversed. I think it'll be obviously Fleury, but then it'll be
Fleury's the first one.
Yeah, it'll be Malkin and Crosby.
No, I don't think those two retire at the same time.
So that's true.
You want me to do all four? Well, Fleury's the first one because obviously he's retiring this year. So Fleury's done. Then it'll be Crosby. Let's say we win the Stanley Cup this year with Fleury in this whole situation. Crosby will retire with Fleury. Not like at the same time. Oh, Josh, Crosby is a winner. And if he could say, I ended my career lifting the Stanley Cup, probably getting the MVP as well. That's a Conn Smythe. With the Stanley Cup, yes, it's done. He's not going to say, let's try one more. He's going to be like, that's it. I'm done. I'm good. I'm content. That's 4 Stanley Cups, point per game season. I beat Wayne Gretzky. I'm good. I found my home at Mount Rushmore of the NHL. I'm good. Going out with a bang? Yes, sir. He's done. Crosby, Flower, they're done. Then you're going to see one more year of Letang and Gino. Letang will retire. Then you're going to see one solo run for Malkin. He'll retire. And then that'll be it.
No. So whether Fleury joins us or not, Fleury's going to be gone this year. Regardless if we win or not. Gino is next year.
Fight it. You got me.
It's getting late. Gino, he's going to just ride out his contract. His contract expires next year. Just going to ride it out. He's going to be done. He's going to follow his fellow Russian, Ovechkin, doing the same thing. He'd just ride out their contracts and then piece it. Then season afterwards, that's when Crosby's retires. Then that's him. Then he fades out. And then I think Letang has 2 more years after that. That's when it'll get interesting. I don't see him finishing his contract. I just don't. I didn't when he signed it. It just didn't make sense. Why did he sign a 4-year deal? He's so old.
He's so old.
He's so old. I think he's going to just retire. I think all 3 of them want to retire on their own. I really do.
That's fine. I only think,
and I think that's why they did the contracts the way they did. Because why else are all the contracts ending exactly like different from each other? None of them are the same.
Here's why. I have a point to that. Letang signed a 4-year deal because he's closer with Sid than Sid is with Gino.
Yeah.
So why would Letang sign a longer contract? Because he thought Sid was going longer. So, and I'm sure they're talking throughout all this process.
Maybe.
So when Crosby said, "I'm only doing 2 more years, bud," Letang was like, "Oh, I thought you were going longer. Like I'm prepared to play as long as you want to play." So I think that's what that is. I don't see a Pittsburgh Penguins team where there's one man standing besides Malkin. I think Tanger is going to retire with Sid. Whether it's a year within the difference, whatever, like to your point. But I think if Crosby does tell the team, like, hey, it's this year, next year, and the year after, and let's just hope we go out on a cup run and all that, I think you're going to see Crosby's, it's going to be a big retirement. You know, that's obviously savior of the franchise. You know, that's a bigger deal. Letang's going to retire same year or next. I think that's the most obvious choice, just because he's not playing great, and he's literally just playing to play with his boys. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those.
True.
It's like he's just hanging out, and which is good. Don't get me wrong. Like I love Letang, but I'm just saying, you could tell it's not like he is in his prime. Like, he's not putting up points like he used to. Sid is still putting up points. He has a point per game a season. He is still an elite player. Gino as well, still an elite player. Probably not as elite as he used to be, but it's still elite. And Letang's the only one that's kind of fell off from how good he used to be. Crosby's been very consistent. Gino's been somewhat consistent. Letang, not so much. I think he's just waiting for one of them to retire, to be like, okay, thank God we're out. You know, like, let's end it. You know, speaking of ending it, Josh, it's a good time to end this podcast.
It was a good segue.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank
So
you.
we'll just end it right
Thank
there.
you.
See you.
Thank you. Yep. All right. Thanks. But anyway, Marc-Andre Fleury. It'd be really cool to see him come back to Pittsburgh. I would love that. Trust me. I think all the money. I think Fenway Sports Group will be foaming at the mouth if it was suggested, should we go get Marc-Andre Fleury? All they would see is dollar signs. They would be like, go get Marc-Andre Fleury, bring him back. Just because that story of the 4 would be beautiful. Now, most likely, realistically, that's not going to happen. He's going to retire in Minnesota Wild, and that's fine. And the Penguins live on. Maybe he signs like a 1-day contract at the end of his career.
Oh, yeah. I can totally see that.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. I think that's the most obvious choice. Like, he'll sign a 1-day contract. You know, he'll come back to Pittsburgh. Everyone goes, and then he's done. You know, like the first game of the season next year, they'll introduce Marc-Andre Fleury. It's his last game. He'll do like the puck center drop.
No, I don't. But it'll be a big his last game. He'll be the I get that.
No, he's not dressed.
No, I know. But they won't say anything about it. They'll just say.
No, I think they'll make a big to do. If he signs a 1-day contract and it's the first game of the season, you know, their home opener, they introduce everyone. He would be the guy to drop the puck. Thank you, Marc-Andre Fleury. You retired a Penguin. Yay, Flower.
But wouldn't they do that in the off season before the start of the new season?
I don't know. They did it with Brian Little and the Winnipeg Jets.
Really?
But he dressed. He like physically got all in the gear, and he did one last lap as a Winnipeg Jet. And that was their home opener, and it was a ceremony to Brian Little. He waves
kind of like
everyone.
Yager when he was in warm-ups.
Yes, and that was not the first game of the season, but
no,
that was just a random game. But I imagine that, but the home opener saying goodbye to Marc-Andre Fleury officially Thank you for your service for all those years. Great, cool. Have a great retirement. I think that's what's going to happen if it goes the route of him going with Wild. Now, if he gets traded to the Penguins and he plays, the last game is going to be so much fun. But anyway, I digress. No matter what, Marc-Andre Fleury lives in our hearts. He's not dead, but he's just there. He just lives there. Dude, that video got me. Oh, I miss this. I miss you guys.
Gonna go watch it a few times before you go to bed.
Yeah, I know. My goodness. But dude, that video did get me. And I miss Flower. In the comments, tell us your favorite Flower memory. Right in the comments, right below. Just let us know what your favorite thing was. Maybe it was your interaction with him. Maybe your favorite play. Whatever it was, leave it in the comments below. We'd love to see it. You guys can follow us on all major social media platforms at Pens Collective. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. What else, Josh? TikTok, everything. Yeah, we have some new content coming out that we're going to be rolling on Reels and Shorts. So make sure you're staying tuned for that. Yeah, we have our YouTube, Penguins Collective, which is what you're probably watching right now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so whenever we go live throughout the season, that you can be the first one there hopping in on the chat. We have a Discord / the Penguins Collective. We do some exclusive content for our Discord. So if you want to get in on that exclusive content, join our Discord. The link is in our bio. Josh, am I missing anything?
No, I think you nailed everything.
That was good. We also have a new partnership this season, Rogue Energy, energy drinks, hydration. It's a powder you put in, you shake it up. Very, very popular way to get energy rather than a carbonated drink. You can get your energy at rogueenergy.com/PensCollective. Use code TPC10 for 10% off your purchase. That's any single time you buy anything. You could keep on going back and using that code as many times as you want. They're giving away a free shaker right now as a promo. So if you want to go buy some stuff, use code TPC10 and you get a free Rogue Energy shaker. And that'll do it, Josh.
Nice.
That will do it. You got to show your Rogue shaker, Josh. Where's your Rogue shaker?
Oh, yep.
Wow.
Mine's empty right now.
Yeah, mine has a little bit of left in it.
It's late. I'm going to need this tomorrow, though.
Yeah. Amen to that. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We'll see you during our live episodes after every single game on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Coming soon. We're coming back to Twitter, Josh. We're going live back on Twitter. I know. The things we do for you guys. The things we do to get back and to this relationship that we have, just to try our best. We're just trying over here. But yeah, we're going back on Twitter, so we'll be going live after every single game, so get ready for that. Josh, as always.
Love you, Flower.
No.
Let's go, Pens. It's Crosby. Crosby on Kunitz and shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
We're a collective.